whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, the earth began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall. We built the pyramids, math, science, history, and the mystery of all started with a big bang.
Greetings, comic book fans. Blugoblin here with my latest comic book review for this week of May 2010. I got 8 books to cover, so I gotta go ahead and get started, see if I can get them all in the time limit. We always start off with Amazing Spider-Man. This is Amazing Spider-Man 632, Part 3 of Shed. Zeb Wells, Chris Bachalo. Fantastic. Simply awesome. I loved it. Now I understand why the story is called Shed. This is very dark, very heart-wrenching, because there's a certain event that happens here. Just kind of just goes, to you. I loved it. I love Chris Bachalo's artwork when it comes to Spider-Man. Although I've always said that Chris Bachalo's Lizard will never even touch Todd McFarlane's. Of course, that's my opinion. But this was awesome. A solid issue of Amazing Spider-Man. It's definitely worth your $2.99. If you haven't been on board with Shed, then I suggest you pick this up and then find the previous 2 parts in a back issue box if they're there. Solid issue of Amazing Spider-Man. That was awesome. All right, next up, Amazing Spider-Man Annual. This is Annual number 37. Now, don't get me wrong. Spider-Man is my favorite character, but I didn't get much out of this. It's a solid story about, how Cap and Spidey supposedly first met, but that's it. They meet, beat up some bad guys, and that's it. There's a second story in here. It's not really worth going into detail about. It's just, this is another annual that's just there. I don't remember the last time a Spider-Man annual really wowed me, I don't remember the last annual that just said, this is an awesome book. I don't know, maybe the annuals just aren't doing it for me, but it's good for what it is, but then again, it's just there. Moving on, Tarot, Witch of the Black Rose, 62. Get a good look at that cover. Ain't that cute? Yeah, what can I say about Jim Ballant? Storytelling-wise, he's good. Artwork-wise, yeah. Yeah. This is part 2 of Tarot's origin, on how she became the Sword Maiden of the Goddess. Little bit of a cop-out, but it's good storytelling for what it is. Shining moment from Raven Hex. Love Raven Hex. She's awesome. And Tarot needs to get her armor repaired after breaking it during a fight. Yeah, just no excuse for her to take her clothes off. But it's a cute series. It's cute for what it's worth, and it's If you're not collecting it, then don't bother getting it. But if you love Tarot, then I just don't know what else to say about it. It's just yeah. Batman: Return of Bruce Wayne number 2. I had to read this twice before asking myself, what the hell did I just read? What is it about Grant Morrison that just says, I can't write a story about Bruce Wayne? And it's like, and don't even get me started on the artwork. The artwork, I am not giving the artist a plug. He doesn't deserve it. The artwork is terrible. I didn't feel like I was reading a Bruce Wayne related book at all. This was dull. It gave me nothing. And I'm not a doctor, but let me make a prescription. If you're having trouble sleeping, then all you gotta do is read this issue, and you'll have no problem dozing off. That's how bad this book was. This was terrible. So far this year, this is the single worst comic of the year so far. And we're only halfway through. So you know what I'm going to do to this? I'm going to do something I'm not accustomed to doing. I'm going to take it out of the bagging board. See that? Out of the bagging board. Now I'm going to toss it.
Blugoblin wins.
Flawless victory.
Fatality.
Terrible. Just terrible. Ugh. Moving on. Detective Comics 865. Dr. Jeremiah Arkham. Crazy. So crazy he scares the crap out of Zazie, or Zaz, or however you want to pronounce it. Wow. This was fantastic. Great stuff from David Hine and Jeremy Juan. Who knew they could write a solid issue Detective Comics? This was incredible. Very good stuff. Very good character development. The dialogue is great. What else can I say? This was awesome. Purely awesome. And the question story at the back, that wasn't too bad either. You know, this was solid. Very good stuff. It's definitely worth your $3.99. Pick that up. If you're going to buy a Batman book, buy that and stay away from that kind of crap. Alright. Oops. Excuse me. Put that camera back down. Alright. Moving on. Green Lantern Corps number 48. Yeah, Tony Bedard, he's no Peter Tomasi, but this was okay. To me, this was just okay. You know, Ganthet becomes a full-time Green Lantern, and that's it. That's all this is. He makes his own lantern, he makes his own ring. That's basically it, and they clean up the mess by the Black Lanterns. That's it. But it was good for what it was. Green Lantern 54. Wow, this was awesome. It may not be my pick of the week, but it was awesome. Very good stuff. I love Atrocitus, but the cat, that Red Lantern cat, that was wicked. That's some wicked stuff. I love the artwork. Doug Menke's artwork is just fantastic. I love the way he draws the characters, especially Atrocitus. Just awesome. Awesome all around. This is another definite, solid issue of Green Lantern. Fantastic. Close to being my pick of the week, but it didn't quite make it. Good. Just a good, solid, awesome issue. That's all I need to say. Moving on. Gotham City Sirens number 12. No Paul Dini, but it's still frickin' awesome. I loved it. I loved the story with Catwoman and Harley. This is a continuation of the story involving Catwoman's crazy sister during the issue of Catwoman that was resurrected for Blackest Night. But I was more of a fan of what goes on with Poison Ivy in this book. I don't know why, but it was just awesome to see Poison Ivy, her character developed the right way. Yet again, good stuff. I think Tony Bedard took a few pointers from Paul Dini when he wrote this issue. But then again, you know, I'm not discrediting his writing, but he's no Paul Dini, but this was still a solid, awesome issue. The artwork's a bit different, but it's still good. This is still a solid series. Ever since issue 1, I've been hooked. Pick up Gotham City Sirens if you haven't been doing it already. Now, for my pick of the week. I'm willing to bet some of you probably might have already guessed it by now. Ta-da! Justice League The Rise of Arsenal number 3. J.T. Krull. Underrated writer, as far as I'm concerned. I hardly see anybody reviewing this series, and I just don't know why. This is gripping. This will get your attention. This is awesome. Plenty of moments that just make you both pity the character of Roy, of Red Arrow, and also they make you love him. It's just fantastic storytelling. And it's a mental roller coaster ride that you actually enjoy riding because it's a fantastic read. And the ending just makes you just go, whoa. It's just... I can't explain it without possibly spoiling it. I don't want to even accidentally spoil it. I'm just going to say this is without question my pick of the week. Rise of Arsenal 3. I didn't have high expectations for this series until I started reading it, and it's just been incredible. Pick this book up. It's definitely worth your $3.99. Pick it up. What's $4 going to hurt you? All right. That's it. That's all I got for this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the website, comiccrazyreviews.webs.com. Keep reading those comics, and until next time, I'll see you later.